Hello, beautiful people. It is October 23rd, 2012, 11:43 in the morning. The winds of change are certainly here. I, the event on the 21st was absolutely amazing. As the date, the new day of the 21st began, as it crossed the date line, I could certainly feel the energies. I don't comprehend how that happens other than it is all of us in our anticipation of what's going on or putting power to the field that we all seem to be feeling at that time. It's amplifying the grid and it's amplifying the energies, and our anticipation of that surges the electricity in the air. It's about the only way I could describe it. It felt like a heavy duty CME coming in, and it hasn't stopped since, and it is absolutely amazing. We have definitely pulled Mother Earth and humanity, the collective, through a new portal. Um, it the date of the 21st absolutely was one, and those of us that heard the message obviously can attest uh, to it being, a real portal that we were focusing in on. Now, the question becomes, is it a portal because so many of us in our higher states of consciousness feel that this is a magical time to perform a gathering, an event, a joining of all of our focused intent? Or is it something that's naturally occurring that is a portal that we are coming across in space time, in the space time continuum? That I haven't really figured out yet. Maybe it's both. And, I also, so many of us know that we manifest that which we experience as reality, which in turn is nothing more than illusion if we can control it. So it makes me wonder sometimes if we just don't stay focused, um, all in the collective, on the planetary shift, that these portals are all the time, every day. Um, that's a good question. I know that the light and the energy and the frequency that I hold within my own personal field, uh, when I focus it on other individuals, it is amplified by their frequency and the light that they hold and return back to me. And we do this with Mother Earth. And I guess my question becomes now, have we awakened so many people on Earth that we can begin to manifest more readily the new Earth that is coming? And wow, what a level of comprehension! What a question! What a perception! And and it's those perceptions that we've got to really clean up within our own being. It's our perceptions of limitations that we're helpless in this life. When we are truly masters walking in our power, we shift everything, not only within our field, but just like on the 21st, you can feel it in the air. There is something new here on Earth. How to describe it, I don't know. Some people said we went through a black hole. Some people say it's a vortex. Some people said we just stepped up in energy. Maybe it's all the above. Who knows? But I do know something happened, and it is huge. It is absolutely huge. And there's going to be more events coming in the days to come. We've got November showing up soon. Well, we've got the end of December. There's always portals that occur at the end of October, at the Halloween time. In the 1st of November, there's always a portal right there. And then, of course, with those of us that have been focusing on 11/11 for so many years, that particular day is a portal also. Solara is called for the 11th and final of the 11/11 gate activations on November 22nd. Uh, of course, Thanksgiving is also another portal as we gather and we enjoy those holidays with our friends, family, and loved ones around. And it's that combined love. That's what happens when we get together in a group. The energies that we share, that love that we share, the feelings that we share, it manifests many portals. And if we watch and are concerned about that energy that we have, that we emit, our thoughts, our emotions, our frequencies, our love that we're putting out to the universe, then those events, those days become very, very magical as we gather together, and that love is amplified between the individuals, between the families, between the friends that are joining together, and then as the group collective. Uh, it's very interesting how all that works. Pay attention to that. After Thanksgiving, then we'll have the 12/12/12, the December. Uh, they call it the Ascension date on the 12/12/12, and that is a time where the vibrations will be such that many of the now sleeping of the collective will really begin to wake up and come out of their slumber and start to remember themselves as great spirits having physical incarnations, and they'll start to regain their power in going through their process of awakening. And that is what the 12/12/12, so many of us have recognition of what will happen and occur then or around that time. It doesn't mean that we will see that much difference on the exterior. It's the energy fields that we feel and our perceptions are all on the interior, and it's in that invisible world, as Solara calls it, that we connect to these higher truths and higher levels of consciousness. It's not on the exterior. In fact, with this past portal that we went through on the 21st, it seems that a lot of people that are still in their egos are really, really starting to have visible signs of trauma going on in the things that they say and do, and their actions and their emotions, as we're coming into this very heightened frequency of the end of this year. Each time we go through one of these portals and we increase our frequency, those that remain in their heart are having much of the lower negative energies come up to be purged out. The question is, are they recognizing this time as being a time to shift from the ego head and into the heart or not? And it seems those that are hanging on to the old ways of being, which they were trained in life and school and throughout, their times and memories here, was reality, they're starting to realize that their world is falling apart, that it's really not reality, that those things that they learned in the books or learned from their going to school and being educated by the Illuminati are not really truths. They're half-truths, partial truths. They're not whole truths. And many of these people are starting to have problems because all that they worked for and believed all their life is now shifting and changing. Their world's crashing down, and they're fighting out and lashing out because they're scared, because they're in their head, their ego. And those of us that 20 years ago knew this time was coming have always tried to state that this time was going to be about the consciousness shift from that head to the heart. And it's very interesting to watch the people that are caught between that head and heart, the people who believe that the ETs are coming to save us or the ascended masters are going to just magically appear here on earth and teach us a new way of being, rather than seeing that it has already occurred. The masters are here on earth teaching the new way of being. The shift is going on, and it's not our ET brethren who are here to make it happen. It's those of us that are on planet, walking around on planet, that are actually making these things happen. Those people who are in their head are going to show me to something that they cannot see while they're in their head. They're watching their world collapse around them as humanity, the conscious collective of humanity, is shifting from that head to the heart. And that totally changes the ball game and the rules that we all live and define our life by. How do you explain something like that to someone who has not yet learned that the reality of who they are is that feeling that they feel inside, and the body is temporal, and the illusion of all the things that they can touch, that they think of as real, is only an illusion? That's a hard thing for a lot of people to grasp, but it is the truth of the reality. The people having the most difficult times right now are the ones that were so educated by the system. They are the ones that are believing that the illusion is reality, and they're trying to keep it together. They're watching and are fearful as it collapses, as the whole world comes crumbling down around them, and the old society that we had is falling apart. You cannot just buy into the making the money and keep up with the Joneses anymore. That whole way of being that we have experienced since the 1950s, since World War II on this planet, as everybody went to consumerism, went to the farthest separation of their powers from who they were and what they truly are and what they're truly meant to be. That world is falling apart. And those people that have been the most educated and held the highest positions in this, I'll let that wind slow down. Many of those that have really sought to make themselves somebody via their ego, via becoming someone important in this life, those are the people that are having the greatest problems. Those that are the most educated, those that have reached the highest level of corporate or political involvement, they're the ones that are having the most difficult times with this. What they're not understanding is spirituality is quantum physics. Thought creating your reality, emotions creating your reality is quantum physics. If they begin to understand the realms of quantum physics and how the perceptions that you have, how the vibration that you emit, and every thought, every feeling, every emotion is a vibration, how that goes out into the illusion and is directly reflected back in that which you experience, that is quantum physics. So many people that think that limit themselves to what they were taught in schools and what they've learned throughout this lifetime, which is the ego. That is the ego. Your perceptions that define you throughout this singular lifetime is your ego. That's your smaller self. Those persons that are staying in that smaller self, in order to really transition, need to learn just to feel. Don't think about what you're seeing. Don't watch everything collapsing in fear. To bring on a new earth, we've got to till up the ground. We've got to till up the ground to plant new seeds. In tilling up the ground, there's going to be chaos and collapse of the old ways of being, the old thought and perceptions that we've lived by throughout this whole past cycle, that we built ourselves into throughout this whole past cycle. And all that is collapsing so that we can build something very new and very beautiful in the new earth, the promised new earth that we all came here to participate in, and every single person on this planet is doing it, whether they realize or not. If you want to make it easy, get out of your head, get into your heart, feel it, don't think it. Feel which way to go. Don't think about where it is that you have been taught would be the right thing to do. Just feel it, be love. Okay, guys, bye for now.